In 2015, an Australian pilot named Michael Smith flew a tiny two-seat amphibious plane around the entire world. Solo. 25 countries, 80 stops, 210 days, 480 hours in the air, all in an aircraft small enough to fit on the back of a flatbed truck, with a propeller mounted behind the cockpit pointing backwards. Sounds unbelievable, right? So today we're going to talk about one of the smallest amphibious aircraft ever to circle the globe, the Progressive Aerodyne SeaRey. The SeaRey story begins in the early 1980s. Richter family was already building amphibious ultralights. Together they designed the Buccaneer ultralight flying boat, a tiny single-seat amphibian that became modestly popular through the 80s. Then, in 1992, Advanced Aviation was sold to outside investors. The Richter family did not stick around. In June of that year, Kerry Richter, his father Wayne, and a former employee named Paige Lynette formed a brand new company, Progressive Aerodyne. Their first design was a clean-sheet two-seat amphibian. Kerry sketched the hull. Wayne handled engineering. Lynette ran the business side. The prototype flew for the first time on November 13, 1992, in Orlando, Florida. Performance immediately exceeded expectations. Cruise speed hit 105 miles per hour, about 169 kilometers per hour, around 52 knots faster than the old Buccaneer. The team named the new aircraft the SeaRey and began selling kits the following year. Within 2 years, Progressive Aerodyne had sold enough kits to keep the factory backed up with orders. By the end of the 90s, the SeaRey was the dominant kit amphibian in North America, outselling every rival and establishing Kerry Richter as one of the most respected light amphibian designers in the world, from single-seat Buccaneer to two-seat SeaRey prototype. So how is this thing actually put together? 3 big design choices made the SeaRey work. The first is the hull. Semi-monocoque fiberglass construction, shaped exactly like a small flying boat. Same basic geometry as a 1940s Grumman Goose, just at a fraction of the size. Carbon fiber is available as an option on later Sea Hull versions, about 32 kilograms lighter than the standard fiberglass hull, around 70 pounds saved. The second is the wing, strut-braced, fabric-covered, tapered, and swept back from the leading edge, nearly 31 feet across, about 10 meters. The wing carries small plastic floats on the tips to keep the wingtips out of the water when the aircraft is sitting on the surface. The third is the gear retraction system. Both mains and tailwheel pull up together, originally operated by a manual lever called a Johnson bar, about the same as the parking brake handle in an old Volkswagen Beetle. Pull it up, all 3 wheels retract. Push it down, all 3 wheels lock down. Later versions added electric actuators. Flip a switch, the gear cycles up or down. Whole sequence takes around 15 seconds. The SeaRey has 3 hull generations called A, B, and C. Each generation slightly deeper, slightly stronger, slightly better at handling rough water. The latest Sea Hull is so stable that pilots can shove the stick full forward at 30 miles per hour during a step taxi without going swimming. Almost no other seaplane allows that move. Manual gear lever, fiberglass hull, fabric wing. So what's hanging off the back? A single Rotax engine, mounted on a pylon above and behind the cockpit, driving a rear-facing pusher propeller. Pusher, because if the prop sat at the nose, it would constantly be hit by spray during water takeoffs. Mounting the engine high up keeps the propeller well above the waterline. 4 different Rotax engines have been used across the SeaRey's production run. Earliest examples ran the Rotax 582, 2-stroke, 64 horsepower, about 48 kilowatts, loud, simple, now obsolete. Rotax 912 replaced it, 4-stroke, 80 horsepower, about 60 kilowatts. Then the Rotax 912S, more displacement, 100 horsepower, about 75 kilowatts. The most popular SeaRey engine. Roughly 2/3 of aircraft built use it. Top-end choice is the turbocharged Rotax 914, 115 horsepower, about 86 kilowatts. Maintains full power up to 10,000 feet. Useful for hot day takeoffs with 2 adults aboard. Progressive Aerodyne tested the turbocharged Rotax 915 IS in December 2017. 135 horsepower would have made the SeaRey the most powerful version ever. Unfortunately, the company closed its doors in the early 2020s before the 915 entered full production. SeaRey remains a 912 and 914 aircraft today, pusher propeller and a Rotax engine. So, what about the actual performance numbers? Quick favor before we get to the specs. If you're enjoying this deep dive, hit subscribe. We've got a fresh aviation feature every single week. Wingspan 30 feet 11 inches, about 9.43 meters. Wing area 158 square feet, roughly 14.7 square meters. Empty weight typically 920 pounds. About 417 kilograms. Maximum takeoff weight 1,430 pounds, about 649 kilograms. The maximum allowed for an amphibian under US light sport rules. Useful load between 475 and 510 pounds depending on configuration. Roughly 220 kilograms. About the weight of a small motorcycle plus a fuel tank. Maximum cruise speed 95 miles per hour, about 152 kilometers per hour, roughly 83 knots. Hardly fast, about the same as a determined Vespa heading downhill with a tailwind. But speed is not what the SeaRey was designed for. Stall speed with flaps deployed sits at 37 miles per hour, about 60 kilometers per hour, roughly 32 knots. Slow enough to land on essentially any patch of open water large enough to fit the aircraft. Service ceiling 13,000 feet, about 3,960 meters. Rate of climb up to 980 feet per minute, about 299 meters per minute. Range 363 statute miles with 30-minute reserve, about 584 kilometers. Endurance 4 hours at cruise. Fuel capacity 18 US gallons standard, roughly 68 liters. Optional 26-gallon tank available, about 98 liters. Takeoff roll on land sits at 350 feet, about 107 meters, roughly the length of a soccer pitch. Takeoff roll on water is longer, around 550 feet, about 167 meters. Water creates more drag than tarmac during the acceleration phase. Distance to clear a 50-foot obstacle on land sits at 1,400 feet, about 427 meters. Slow, light, and lands on water. So which light sport category does it actually fit into? LSA or home built? Both, actually. The SeaRey is one of the few aircraft in the world that genuinely qualifies for multiple regulatory categories in the United States. Each category opens up different ownership pathways for different kinds of pilots. In the US, the SeaRey can be registered as a Special Light Sport Aircraft, or SLSA. This is the factory-built version. Buy it complete from Progressive Aerodyne. Take delivery, fly it. No building required. You need a sport pilot license at a minimum. About 20 hours of flight training compared to the 40 hours required for a private pilot license. Translation: an easier route into aviation. The SeaRey can also be registered as an Experimental Light Sport Aircraft, or ELSA. This is the kit-built version that follows LSA airworthiness standards. Built at home, but to factory specifications, or as an experimental amateur-built aircraft, the classic home-built category. Build it yourself, register it, fly it under standard experimental rules. In Canada, the regulatory options expand further. The SeaRey can be registered as an amateur-built aircraft, a basic ultralight aeroplane, or an advanced ultralight aeroplane, called an AULA. The only catch with the AULA category is that only the 115 horsepower turbocharged version is eligible, and only if fitted with the carbon fiber hull to meet category weight limits. 4 regulatory categories across 2 countries. Almost no other amphibious aircraft in the world offers this kind of flexibility for owner pilots. Worth understanding why this matters. Different categories carry different operating restrictions. Light sport pilots can fly day VFR with passengers, but not at night, not into clouds, and not above 10,000 feet. Experimental amateur built has fewer operating limits, but the aircraft cannot be sold for commercial use. Canadian Advanced Ultralight rules require special training endorsements. Choosing the right category for your SeaRey determines what kind of flying you can legally do afterwards. Light sport, experimental, ultralight. So what does each variant actually look like? 3 distinct SeaReys have been built since 1992. Each one is genuinely a different aircraft in disguise. The first is the SeaRey Classic, produced from 1993 through to 2010. Kit built only. Experimental amateur build category. Used the original A hull and B hull designs. Powered most commonly by the Rotax 912 or 912S engine. Maximum gross weight of 1,320 pounds, about 599 kilograms, roughly 400 kits delivered during this era. The second is the SeaRey LSX, introduced in January 2010. Still a kit aircraft, but redesigned to meet light sport airworthiness standards. Stiffer wing construction, larger tail surfaces, freeze-type slotted ailerons to reduce adverse yaw, vortex generators on the leading edge, electric landing gear retraction as standard, electric flaps, 78 individual structural changes compared to the Classic. Gross weight bumped up to the LSA maximum of 1,430 pounds. The third is the factory-built SeaRey, approved as an SLSA in November 2012, available in 2 trim levels. The Adventure variant uses the 100 horsepower Rotax 912S engine and analog instruments. Currently starts around $124,000. The Elite variant uses the 115 horsepower turbocharged Rotax 914, comes with a carbon fiber hull for extra useful load, and Garmin G3X touch glass cockpit. Currently starts around $169,000. Both feature folding wings as an option. Both are ADS-B compliant for US airspace requirements. Both feature sliding Lexan canopies that can be opened in flight. Genuinely lets pilots fly with their elbow out the window. About 500 SeaReys of all variants are still flying around the world today. Most of them owner-built in home workshops. Roughly 65 to 70% of all SeaReys in the air today are the ELSX variant. Adventure and Elite together account for the rest. Independent reviews from Kit Planes magazine and AOPA suggest the real number is closer to 800 to 1,000 hours. Either way, you are looking at roughly 12 to 18 months of evenings and weekends to complete a SeaRey kit at home. The kit arrives in 3 large pre-molded composite components: hull, nose deck, and turtle deck, which sits behind the canopy, plus all the aluminium airframe parts, dual controls, radiator and housing, seats, sliding canopies, windshield, 18-gallon fuel tank, wing floats, polyfiber fabric and chemicals to cover the wings, tires on 6-inch aluminium wheels, hydraulic disc brakes, pretty much everything except the engine, propeller, paint and avionics. The aircraft is bolted together rather than welded. All 6,061 T6 aluminium parts, anodized for corrosion protection. About the same construction philosophy as an old Meccano set. If you can use a wrench, a drill, and a pop rivet gun, you can build a SeaRey. The factory even provides a comprehensive builder's manual, telephone hotline support, and access to an online forum of fellow builders. Most builders document the entire process on YouTube these days. Free entertainment for the rest of us. The factory in Tavares also runs occasional builder workshops. Owners can fly down to Florida, spend a long weekend at the factory, and get hands-on training in the trickier parts of assembly, riveting the hull, aligning the wing struts, setting up the engine pylon. Skills that are genuinely easier to learn with somebody experienced standing next to you holding a coffee. 600 to 1,000 hours of garage labor. So what does this thing actually cost? Pricing varies dramatically by build path. A complete LSX kit from Progressive Aerodyne historically ran between $60,000 and $70,000 plus the engine on top. A new Rotax 912S costs around $25,000. A new Rotax 914 Turbo costs around $35,000. Add propeller, avionics, paint, and miscellaneous parts. Total cost of a finished home-built SeaRey typically lands somewhere between $90,000 and $110,000. A factory-built SLSA is more expensive but instant. The SeaRey Adventure starts around $124,000. Loaded examples with full Garmin glass cockpit and extras can reach $150,000. The SeaRey Elite starts around $169,000, about the cost of a base-spec Porsche 911. Used factory-built examples on the market today list around $119,000, about what you'd pay for a 5-year-old Tesla Model S. From an aircraft that lands on water, lands on grass, lands on sand, and lets you fly with the canopy open. $100 grand for an amphibious flying boat. So how safe are these things actually? Genuinely impressive for a home-built aircraft. The LSX redesign in 2010 specifically targeted spin and stall behavior. Progressive Aerodyne hired a professional test pilot to try and force the new SeaRey into a flat spin, with center of gravity set aft of limits, using every dirty trick available. The best he could manage was one complete turn before the aircraft flew itself out of the spin and resumed normal flight. Designer Richter himself describes the stall behavior as the aircraft mushing straight ahead at 1,000 feet per minute. No wing drop, no tendency to spin. The wing just stops generating useful lift and the aircraft sinks gently while still under control. Stall speed sits around 37 miles per hour, low enough that recovery is genuinely forgiving. Progressive Aerodyne's CEO Adam Yang noted in 2013 that the company had never experienced a structural failure in over 20 years of operation. The SeaRey was also famous for surviving Richard Bach's near-fatal 2012 accident on San Juan Island, Washington. Aircraft was extensively damaged. Bach himself nearly died. Both eventually recovered. The hull and airframe held together well enough that the same aircraft was rebuilt and returned to flying status. Forgiving stall, no structural failures in 20 years. So what's the actual verdict on this thing? The Progressive Aerodyne SeaRey is genuinely one of the most charming aircraft ever built. Period. Not the fastest, not the most sophisticated, not the longest range, but possibly the most fun light aircraft you can legally fly in North America. It lands on water, lands on grass, lands on sand. Can be built at home from a kit by anyone with basic tools and patience. Costs roughly the same as a German saloon car. Carries 2 adults plus camping gear into places no other aircraft can reach. Gravel bars in Alaskan rivers, tiny island airstrips in the Florida Keys, remote Canadian lakes, even, famously, an entire round-the-world solo circumnavigation in 2015. Is it perfect? No. Cruise speed is leisurely. Range is limited. Cabin space is genuinely tight. Useful load is small once you fill the tanks. Progressive Aerodyne itself closed in the early 2020s, leaving an uncertain support landscape for parts and factory updates, but for the pilot who wants the cheapest realistic path into amphibious flying. Values experience over speed. Enjoys the building process as much as the flying. The SeaRey remains one of the most thoughtful and accessible amphibious aircraft anyone has ever produced. America's seaplane city is poorer without it. So if you enjoyed this one, go watch our other videos and tell us, would you genuinely build a SeaRey in your garage? Drop it in the comments. Thanks for hanging out.